Hi, Mallory here from Seattle Aikikai. Empty dojo behind me, and this is kind of a sad post. We are wrapping up our dojo this week, so this might be my last message out. But I have to say, I am watching dojos all over the country close and post announcements about that. And people are pouring out sympathy and condolences, and there's something a little bit wrong, I think, about that response. So just saying, don't send me flowers or condolences for closing my dojo right now, because there's a flip side to that, which is that, my entire dojo community is making this choice, and it's an ethical choice to close our dojo in the midst of a pandemic. So there's no reason to be sad about that. We are choosing to very consciously sit this one out. No one knows what the future of the pandemic is going to look like, and everyone has to judge their own risk tolerance for it. And from the research that I've done, the people I have around me who are scientists, who are doctors, all the stories that I've told, I'm purposely choosing, and my whole community is choosing, to say that we love the art of Aikido, and it is a super physical contact sport that we do, and we love the contact of it. And so putting anyone at risk, or trying to come up with a way for people to come inside and have physical contact or space apart, it just doesn't make sense to me. So sitting this one out, again, mind you, my membership is going to continue. We're going and doing outdoor practice. Like, no one loves virtual training, but hey, we're going to do it. We're going to keep the membership alive. I love the phrase, I'm stealing it from another dojo. Dojo closed, but the universe is open. We are so gonna still be open, but the risk tolerance for having an indoor space where people are gonna come in and potentially put themselves at risk on my watch is not gonna happen. I feel like my membership has put their trust in me, and that is the choice that I am making and that my entire community is making. So I just wanted to throw that out there as an option, and I'm not saying that it is anything that anyone else should take. Everyone has their own risk tolerance, and people are in different places in the world or in different places in the country. I'm in a huge metropolitan area. I've also heard from, friends who are scientists, also Aikido Dojo Cho who are doctors, who are really seeing the effects of this in a way that a lot of us personally haven't seen. So I'm also really judging my decisions based on that. And there's a great quote that I love, which is, have faith in Allah, but tie up your camel, right? So at this point, I have to say I have total faith that Aikido will survive. We, as a community and a dojo, Seattle Aikikai, will survive. But in the meantime, we are gonna tie up our camel. And what that means for me is that we are shoring up our resources. We are not choosing to spend our limited resources on a space that we can't use. And we are also not putting anyone's lives at risk by having our doors open. So tying up our camel means really taking care of that. But we should also be celebrating the fact that we are consciously making a decision that I think is for the greater good. And mind you, I am so excited to get back and do Aikido again. I cannot wait to specifically like Teiku Kemi. That's what I am really missing, to get thrown over someone's hip in a good Koshinage, or actually a Riminage. That is so what I am missing, just being kind of all mushed up in someone and doing a fantastic Riminage. That's not gonna happen for a while. So in the meantime, I feel like we all really have to kind of sit back and look at what our personal risk tolerance is, what our risk tolerance is in terms of how we run a dojo and the community that we're responsible for, and also Aikido organizations taking a much better leadership role in terms of putting out really good information for people. And I also think this is a great opportunity for people to really think about some creative thinking about what is Aikido. Aikido is not a space. Aikido is not a place, right? What happens when you start to deconstruct and think about the teaching that we have, the instructors, the students, the resources everyone brings into a dojo, the physical space? What if we just start thinking a little bit more creatively about that? And what are the core elements that are really important to you as someone who is part of a dojo or someone who runs a dojo? And how do we think more creatively about putting those pieces in different places? If it can't be in a physical space right now, what does that look like? You know, when we do feel like there is an opportunity to open up again, maybe we look at pop-up dojos. Maybe the idea of an actual physical space that people come to, as opposed to us going out to people, it's an idea. You know, maybe instead of asking our members to, you know, pay money for dues to do something in their leisure time, maybe we ask employers to offer Aikido at their workplaces or to subsidize. Like, I just think there are so many creative ideas, and I am really looking at this closure of our physical space as an opportunity to really revision what does Aikido look like in the future. So with that, I have to say I am sad about leaving my space, but I also want to turn that sadness into gratitude. I am so grateful to the space that's nurtured me and nurtured my membership for years. If you are part of my community, you know my love. And if you have ever come through my doors visiting Seattle, I am grateful that our cross have passed in this space. But I also am super hopeful that our paths will cross in a different way. So anyway, as I close the physical doors of my dojo, I am just really remembering that Aikido is not a place, and I look forward to meeting you all there.